This is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and I want to talk about how we could transform Florida into a community of agrarian paradise. An agrarian paradise. So a paradise made with by organic tropical fruit growers and cows. Holistically managed cows. We gotta, these mangoes, they were started in India, and we kind of have to look at what they were writing about 5,000 years ago in their religion and stuff. And I believe religion is a completely personal experience, and each individual experiences religion through their own views. And so you want everything to be different, but yet the same, because it all starts with intent. And if your intent's good and pure, that's what you want. And this organic tropical fruit growing paradise can be created in Florida, and with very little work. We don't really need to know all the processes, and there's a lot. Quantum biology is now telling us that these chemicals that they're giving us their pharmaceutical chemicals that they're giving us kills microbiomes in us. Brain microbiomes, gut microbiomes, all of it. Those are what we have developed. These are the agricultural systems we've developed with our toxic food and our toxic environment we create. The opposite of agrarian paradise is kind of modern day Florida. So the tropical fruit growers and sugarcane people and all these people in their yards with all their chemicals has created a toxic environment that's the complete opposite of what an agrarian paradise looks like. In Hindu culture, they have a paradise, that's where mangoes were started, that was a land of cows and trees of purpose, thousands of trees of purpose. So what does that mean? I know they let their cows just roam free, so they don't eat them. I don't believe in eating cows. I think cows are way too important beings to do that. I guess out of desperation, yes, but the fertility that these grass-fed cows provide, the agrarian paradise they describe has a sea of milk. Our agricultural milk today is full of genetically modified bovine growth hormones. Something that's outlawed in a lot of countries, but not here. It's embraced and rebranded. And while they rebrand organic. And that's why they've told everyone for probably a long time that you cannot grow organic in Florida. I've been told this by numerous people. You don't have to look very far to see it on the Tropical Fruit Forum. They will not let organic through. And these people with their chemicals have created a agrarian hell for humanity. And that's kind of where we are as a society in America. We've only been around not very long, so our food system is for sure destroying our brains. That's what it's doing. It's a microbiome destroying management practice that's taught by our higher learning institutions. So I had to kind of learn all this on my own, because you just have to connect the dots. You have to do the science, and then you have to do the religion, and you have to look at past histories. And in this case, I looked at past histories of India and was just blown away by their knowledge of quantum biology. They may not have had all the technical words that we would want to use today, but they describe it in words of pictures of paradise. And that paradise is grass-fed cows and tropical fruit trees of purpose. And I know in Florida, that's all you need. We don't need to do anything else except manage the microbiome of the soil. You can fix all these polluted areas and replant them with seeds of these rare tropical fruit trees. We got to do something, and since the tropical fruit industry created this problem, the tropical fruit people, the organic tropical fruit people, can lead the way out. It ain't gonna happen overnight, but I created this place in 5 years, so basically it could. I created this place by myself. I planted thousands of trees, and I've got my grass-fed zebu. I love them. They're the best thing that ever happened to me. This poor dragon fruit just keeps getting covered by weeds. It's getting way too competitive in here for it to. Needs to be thinned, but I've been spreading the branches I like elsewhere. It'll never disappear from this area, but it's so wet here that the dragon fruit just, you can struggle with it. It can struggle. It just seems like they like to grow in the palm trees. I got fruit yesterday off one of my palm trees with dragon fruits on it, cuttings on it. It's a shame people around here, they cut down those big old palm trees. You'll see them. I'll show you. There's none around here because they removed them all. But you don't really want to do that to create a paradise. That's a tree of purpose. It has native biology in its roots, its old growth roots, and that's what we need. If you don't have that biology, you can get it by stocking your property with biology and letting nature take foothold in your land. Trees pop right through the tall grass here. Seed-grown trees. I plant them in the ground and they pop up above the tree. I saw fruit on this guava yesterday, but I think that was the last one that was ripe. Surely not. It always has fruit on it. Always. It's been so wet here. We get so much fruit every day that I've been eating fruit for months now. And finally, it took 5 years before it started doing this, but I kind of didn't start off right. I started mowing the lawn right away and doing mulch. I don't mean to piss people off when I say that mulch isn't a good idea, pure mulch. If it works for you, that's great. Then it is the right situation. But if you're not watering and you're trying to build biology, what came first, the plants or the mulch? I think you kind of need the plants. That's how I look at it. I kind of look at everything in its most basic concept, and it seems to explain everything. So the plant is the mulch. So you plant the plant, plants the plants, leave the plants. If you're going to do mulch, only do it on bare soil. Or if you have a city yard that probably doesn't have the good microbiology in the soil, but it probably does have enough. Mulch works in like heavy tropical areas where they have clay soils, but here where it's just sand on a calcareous rock, you need the living root to hold the sand together and put the carbon into the soil. The mulch doesn't put the carbon into the soil. Yeah, some earthworms will do some of it, but not like a living root does. I can't say enough about what you have growing in there is in your thing is really important to just leave and add your inputs, add your mulch, but don't wipe it out, don't eradicate. You don't want to kill anything. You want to, you don't want to kill stuff. You want to let the cows eat it and crap and pee. If you don't really have the cows, you could do it with some high quality compost you make yourself and some earthworm castings, organic earthworm castings. You got to know where all of your inputs come from. So these old citrus groves, we could just go in there and do grass-fed cows in the groves. Leave the old trees in there, don't disturb anything, but run the cows, let the grass grow between the rows, because mowing is just idiotic at this point. We know that that's just idiotic. So it's not even worth discussion. Using chemicals, we know that that's idiotic. So the chemicals are the opposite of an agrarian paradise for humanity. You don't want to go walking through citrus groves today. They tell you that. You don't even want to drink the citrus juice today. That's the brand they're creating. They've created. So the opposite of that is organic. And not just this new industrial organic crap that they've designed, but real organic project, certified organic. Or biodynamic. You got to use the cow. You got to include the cow. This is tropical fruit. This is how they did it in India. To say that compost and cow manure is bad for your mango trees here in Florida is just a completely designed line of crap that somebody that wants to make money has told everyone and pushed and marketed at the cost of creating a paradise. So somebody can make some money. They've rebranded cow manure as bad. They poison the cows, they poison the food, they poison the soil. I love it when it rains like this. It seems like the stuff just grows. Everyone else complains about it, that mows their lawn and everything else, but here we don't have standing water. If you leave the grass and you don't mow it and you stay off of it and you have plants planted in it, planted your trees of purpose planted into it, your organic tropical fruit trees, you throw some earthworm castings down and some cow manure down, some compost down, some mulch down, and you leave what's there. Sure, if something's strangling your fruit tree, grab that little strangler vine off of it. That's what I do. Grass is covering your tiny little seedling, and it looks like it's mulch. If the living grass is blown over on top of your little seedling, I remove it if I see it, but I don't go into the system looking for it, because then I don't mark this stuff, so I stay off of it so I don't have to check things. But I see stuff come up. I saw a citrus right in here before. It's still there. I know it is. Going in there and looking for it, I would like destroy it. But it's there. I know they're there. The achachas are there. The bananas are there. The wax apples are there. The blue lily pilly is there. The cacao is there. The cassava is there. The ginger is there. The guava is there. The imbi is there. The Luke's Garcinia is there. The sugarloaf mango seedling is there. The kolak is there. It grows through the weeds, people. Trees don't need our help. Our grow methods today destroys living systems. And the living system includes you, if you're consuming the food and living in the environment that's been polluted. They really have to outlaw these chemicals and stuff. It's just wrong. I mean, I still just cannot get over the information of how to destroy your community that's provided by the colleges around here to grow tropical fruit. Because that's what it is. It's a playbook of what not to do if you're growing in a holistic fashion to help Florida. All you people with pots, you can make compost. Everyone can make compost. Everyone. Stop killing the bugs. I don't get bit by bugs. It's because I eat really healthy. I haven't been out to a restaurant in almost 2 years. I'm going to Santa Monica in a few days, so for 4 days. So I imagine I'm gonna have to eat some GMO food and some GMO hydrogenated vegetable oil. All this stuff that kills your microbiome in your stomach. Us tropical fruit, organic tropical fruit people, and I know there's a lot of you out there. I know they're out there. We can fix Florida. Not you conventional university-taught citrus people. That you are not. If you have the land, you could do this. You just have to admit that you're wrong. It's pretty easy to see that you're wrong now. So there's no reason not to start converting today. 5 years, we could already be on our way to having an agrarian paradise here in Florida. That's what I did this place in, 5 years. Okay, I gotta go check some other fruit trees. Been ranting for long enough. I think everyone knows that in order to create the agrarian paradise, we need the grass-fed, holistically managed cow and the organic tropical fruit growers of Florida. Pushing it and doing it. We need to take action. If you're not totally committed to organic, you're not organic. There's no throwing a handful of synthetic nitrogen or slow release fertilizer into the whole of your plant when you plant it. No, that's a wrong way. That's chemical farming. That's industrial. That's the opposite of an agrarian paradise of tropical fruit. So once you use those chemicals, you've already changed your system. You can change it back, but you just have to be committed to being committed to organic, knowing where your inputs come from. Only using organic inputs. Organic, you can't use the feed today for your animals. it's all poison, like our food that they're feeding us. It's the opposite of paradise. These mango trees, they got huge this year. They popped up. They're still popping up. So when all this rain happens, it's all like these little plants are like pumps. And they're like little pistons that are pumping carbon and sugars and oxygen into the soil. And then it houses all the biology that forms around those roots. If you're growing organically, that grows inside the plant that becomes your microbiome. Obviously has an effect on the microbiome of your brain. We can all agree that Americans have gotten very crazy, and it's caused by the food. I don't believe that there's that many evil and stupid people out there. I just can't believe that. I know it's the food. Boy, this quaimak is huge. It's getting close. Finally, just so you get a size. It's like 3 fingers thick. There's a littler one there, and then there's one more here. So this is the first time this tree has held fruit. It looks like it's going to mature, because I got a fruit off our seed grown tree that I've had for 10 years that I planted here as like a 3 or 4 inch seedling into the lawn, and it held a fruit. It looked like it dropped early, but it landed into the leaf. The branch caught it, and I saw it, and I ate it. It was good. It was all sweet, very sweet, and it had a seed in it, which I planted, and I did in another video. So these quaimak trees, I think they produce, once they start up, they get up to like the achachas, where they produce like 2,000 fruits. Tropical fruit growing agrarian paradise, planted in tropical fruit trees of purpose, a tree of purpose. This management, this anti-paradise management practices of mowing the lawns in Florida. You gotta stop. All this stuff is food. I mean, I could live off our property here. I mean, this is all greens, real healthy greens. They are a native plant and grow by themselves. I like them. They're here year round, and the butterflies like them too. Okay, egg fruit. Gotta remember to check the we have so many sapodillas, I never talk about them, but we have like 50 of them or so. Oh, maybe not that many, 30 for sure. Producing grafted sapodilla, all the different types. Don't need to water these things. So this is an egg fruit. Raw sapote. It's getting kind of close. I see it's kind of changing color and getting a weird green color. There's 3 fruit on here. This one doesn't look close. These are getting better. That scar is from the birds attacked. I had more fruit on this tree, but my bird friends, I had to tell them, the bird people, to please leave my fruit alone. Those fruit, get the mulberries and the little fruit, I don't mind. So this jackfruit, this is our second fruiting tree here. But this is for both trees, it's the first year they fruited. And I'm thinking I probably should have thinned this out a while ago. I'm not sure if any of these will ripen up. They must. They don't look very plump, is the thing. But It's the first time it fruited. It said it ate fruit, and it's a tiny little thing. A grafted tree, you know, you don't have to water these jackfruits. We don't water any of our seed-grown jackfruit. They're totally fine. Just have to build the biology in the soil, the paradise for your plant, your tropical fruit tree to grow in. Jackfruit probably has been grown in India for a long time, the same way that mango has. It likes cow manure. Here in Florida, the people that are the anti-paradise, Agrarian Paradise, the chemical people, they have to put down lime and gypsum. Gypsum has caused more manatee deaths, I think, than anything in recent times. Though they don't come out and say that, but we all know that mining for gypsum in Florida is a major problem of pollution, nuclear pollution, over in the Tampa Bay area, which a lot of you organic people grow in. I think people that once they start getting poisoned in their environment that's caused from agricultural mining of chemicals and gypsum in Florida, which you don't need because we're on calcareous rock, we're on unlimited amounts of calcium. All you need is the plant and the biology and the water. Florida has been known for a long time to have the most concentration of freshwater springs of any other area on the entire planet. Whether those springs are now completely polluted or not is a good question. So you don't have to water here. We have to get smarter about growing, and organic growing is just holistically growing of cows and including them in your holistically managed orchard, your trees of purpose, in this case tropical fruit trees. That's paradise. There's lots of like critters here and snakes and bugs, and if you provide a habitat for all these things, they seem to stay to themselves. Paradise means paradise for everything, not just what you pick and choose should live. That's not a paradise. That's the opposite of paradise. We need to look back at the old ways, the long used historical ways of growing food for our information on how to grow food. I know that the orange citrus industry that got created by the organic tropical fruit growers originally has now been rebranded into a unhealthy product, where they brought the lifespan of the citrus tree in Florida from 75 to 100 years down to 15 years. In less than 100 years. You can learn how to do this. Just look up anything by the University of Florida. Unfortunately, they have a huge history of what not to do that they're advising people to do, and have been advising people to do. Nothing against the University of Florida, I'm just stating facts. It pisses people off. I'm sure the college I went to made lots of mistakes too, but I look for information on tropical fruit, and that's how I was able to find out that their practices are basically poisoning Florida. Their guidance has been poisoning Florida. Okay, is this... one of my cashews. I see it fell, but I can get the seed. I'm going to get this one. I see there's one up here. People don't really seem interested in organic cashew, which is shocking because it's like, whoa, trees of purpose. Each one has its purpose. Each one is edible. Each one's a different mineral and vitamin. And cashew juice is to die for. So I'm gonna get this. I see this fruit down here. I've been planting all my cashew seeds. I don't think I promised anybody any cashew seeds. I really like the cashew. Probably next year I'll be able to sell cashew seeds. I know that planting tropical fruit seeds like achacha into stuff that looks like this will guarantee your achacha's survival and speedy growth without even watering it. Talking about from seed. I know that you can grow citrus from seed here, and it fruits at weird times, like in July. Looks like we're gonna have fruit ripe in summer. I see a little fruit right there. And it's disease-free citrus. It's, we don't have the greening issues on our organic seed-grown trees in our organic system. The citrus they make today, I mean, all those chemicals that they put in there are just, you know what's really scary is all those chemicals that get put into these conventionally grown foods. You know what foods they test for pollutants? They test the organic foods, the people that are growing organic. I mean, there's something really screwed up with that model. Really screwed up. All this stuff they taught. This like temporary blip of the downfall of American society created by industrial farming. So no, we can't continue on this way. These giant, huge people that are now like floating around, they didn't exist when I was growing up. There was like maybe one or two, but it's really sad. A life expectancy going down for Americans. It's the food system, people. They figured this out. They know that the chemical grown food and the chemical pharmaceuticals are microbiome destroyers. They only change the molecules for their one disease that they worked on, and all the rest suffer. They've figured this out. They haven't really totally mapped everything, but within the next 20 years they will have, and by then people will be looking back on my videos and wishing they had done it 20 years ago. Because us tropical fruit growers, the organic ones, could repair the tropical fruit growing grower reputation. Because it would show that people would come for the fruit. These are a lot more expensive crops than your citrus. I mean, we're talking a lot more expensive crops. There's really no comparison. I just can't believe how ignorant these chemicals have made everyone. I know it's the chemicals. I can tell. I haven't eaten in a restaurant in a long time. I've only eaten organic food, basically from this farm. I can tell the difference. I can see the difference. We need to look back past civilizations that are still here to see how our tropical fruit was grown in those areas where it was started. Because it's still being grown that way. India is way ahead of us on regenerative farming, way ahead. We seem to like put out information that says nothing or something that's wrong, like anaerobic microbiomes are bad for your soil. How do you know that? They haven't been studied, fool. Stop saying wrong information like that. You can't decide that something's bad before it's even been studied. That's the opposite of Agrarian Paradise. That's an agrarian hell which we've created for ourselves here in Florida, us tropical fruit people. Not the organic ones. The organic ones know. But they've had a war on organics, saying it's not the same, and then they've actually watered down the USD organic so much that their words are can be somewhat true. That's why you kind of have to go beyond the USDA organic standard to be truly organic today. I love my paradise I've created here with cows and trees of purpose by myself in 5 years. 10 acres. No machinery. The number one thing that completely transformed this place is the holistically raised zebu manure, the cow manure, the raw cow manure, and the living plants. It's kind of all you need to know here in Florida. The seeds, the plants, and the manure. And you don't even have to do a lot. I mean, I applied 2,700 pounds per acre here of raw zebu manure, which is, when you work out the nitrogen, it's like 10 or 12 pounds per acre. So we average about 50 mango trees per acre here, and they get huge. And the University of Florida, they said to mature mangoes, but the young mangoes is quite a bit too, but mature mangoes like 12 to 15 pounds per tree. So that works out to like 750 pounds of nitrogen. So the complete disconnect between what an agrarian paradise is and how it becomes an agrarian paradise through practices like biodynamic farming that teach you, no, you can only apply maximum 36 pounds of nitrogen per acre, is the opposite of the agrarian paradise that is taught by, or the agrarian unhealthy ecosystem that's created by the application, telling people to apply 750 pounds of nitrogen. And the biodynamic people are telling you to apply organic nitrogen, whereas they're telling you to apply synthetic nitrogen, salt-based nitrogen. When you do that, you have to water. I've done numerous videos on the fact that we don't have to water. We don't have standing water issues. We don't have pest issues. We don't have disease issues. Yeah, we're a farm, but I did it by myself. This is my yard, all 10 acres, and I'm old and I'm lazy. And I like to find out why things work and how an agrarian paradise can be created. And thank you, India. Hindu knowledge, for teaching me so much about what makes a agrarian paradise. It's a holistically raised cow in the holistically raised trees of purpose, tropical fruit, in my case. Big old, the red sugar apples kind of have been disappearing along my driveway. So I went ahead and picked my last two. They're pretty close. I don't really care for the non-firm, the unchewy sugar apples. The chewy sugar apples have a texture that I feel is superior to the Thai lessered sugar apple. And it's just my personal taste. I don't like the texture. Even when the Thai lessered are completely ripe, they still have a mealy outer texture that you don't get with the chewy sugar apple, the Nadai chewy sugar apple, and probably that other purple, the purple chewy sugar apple. I can't taste a difference between the reds and the purples, but who knows? If somebody tastes the difference, it's probably true. It just has never happened to me. I have had COVID, so maybe that has something to do with it. Anyway, this is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm and organic tropical fruit growers. We can create a agrarian paradise in Florida together. Teach people how to do it and do it yourself. Have a good day. Be well.